Pixar's Hoppers is about a world of every animal working together. Bears, beavers, snakes, squirrels, Tom the lizard, all live in harmony. And Mabel, a young college student, desperately wants to protect them. It's pretty cool. The animals all have a way of communicating with each other across species, and even a little system that allows them to eat each other, called pond rules. It's a very sophisticated society, one that humans aren't a part of. I'm going to assume you've seen the movie, but if you haven't, I'm not going to spoil anything that you can't see in the trailer. Hoppers is pretty funny, but that's a trap, okay? There's nothing funny about animals that outnumber you 30-1. There's 6 kings that rule over each type of animal. And when they get the animal council together, a leader of each species, every single animal on Earth does their bidding. Do you understand how crazy that is? When they get together, they can do things like send a flying shark to kill someone. That's power. Do you know how many animals there are on Earth? There are 8 billion humans, right? There are 20 quintillion animals. That's what 20 quintillion looks like. And so now that we know that the Council of Animals can put out contracts to kill humans, it's only a matter of time before all-out war between animals and humans starts. Not even Tom the lizard can save you from that. So, today's story, we explore what happens when Mabel, a human that can avatar-style jump into a Hoppers robot that looks like a beaver, and George, the king of the beaver, work together to try and stop an inevitable war between animals and humans. And let's be honest, the odds of them winning aren't that good. After the events of the movie, the Hoppers program has been discontinued. But Mabel's still friends with George and the animals that she met when she was able to talk to them. They work together to conserve pockets of forests. One day, Mabel plays with them like always, and George just gives her a look. "What?" Mabel said. But George just shook his head and left. Boom! Mabel woke up from her sleep and ran outside to see the city hall was on fire. And in the shadows of the flames, a beaver's silhouette ran away. Dr. Sam ran around her science lab picking up equipment. "But I saw a beaver exploded," Mabel said. "No time for that, Mabel," she said, looking nervous. "But they need our help. If animals are going after humans," Dr. Sam put her hand on Mabel's arm. "Mabel, you saw how the Council of Animals acted. If they can hear us, if they want to hurt us," Dr. Sam said. She put her mouth close to Mabel's ear. She whispered, "There are insects smaller than we can see. They're listening to us right now." Mabel's eyes widened, terrified. She ran out the door. She couldn't believe this was happening. The animals were her friends. She ran towards the forest, which was already being surrounded by police. Mabel walked into the glade. Dr. Sam wasn't going to help her. She would have to go out on her own. "George?" she called out to the woods. No one answered. The Beaver King was nowhere to be seen. She looked down, sad. She looked around. There were no animals. "Ah la 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 la," something screamed. Mabel turned around and saw Tom the lizard, standing on a rock, sunning himself. "Tom," Mabel said, but Tom the lizard panicked and ran into the forest. Mabel ran after him. "Tom, wait!" But he didn't stop running. The forest was scary when she was human. It felt too quiet, reminding her that she couldn't hear the animals' voices. Tom disappeared into the bushes. Mabel was alone. "Hey," Mabel said. "Come on out, guys. It's safe." But there was nothing she could do. The animals were gone. Dr. Sam's lab was packed up. They were ready to leave. "I need you to make me a new Hopper suit," Mabel said. "Out of the question," Dr. Sam said. "All we have is a prototype. With so many connectivity issues, it's dangerous." But boom. Mabel's eyes widened. She walked outside to see the entire city was on fire. The animals had attacked again. "Mabel," Dr. Sam said. Dr. Sam pointed, shakily, to the television. It read, "Humans are a disease. We will cut you out." Mabel's stomach dropped. "Get me into the prototype," she said. "It's not ready," Dr. Sam said. "The animals want to start a war," Mabel said. "I have to talk to George to stop it." "Please, Dr. Sam," Mabel said. "You could die, Mabel," Dr. Sam said. "I won't have that on my conscience." "I don't care," Mabel said. "If animals and humans fight," Mabel said, "so many more than me will die. This is our last chance." Dr. Sam sighed, then pressed the button. Mabel strapped into the Hopper device. Don't do this, Nisha, Dr. Sam's assistant said. I have to, Mabel said. She thought about war between animals and humans. She couldn't let them fight back. She just couldn't. The transition jumped. Mabel screamed, and then she was back in the body of a beaver. Oh, Mabel said, walking into the forest. She took a step forward and smiled. This is a prototype? This isn't so... She glitched, falling onto the ground. Mabel, Dr. Sam screamed in her ear, but Mabel picked herself up. It's dangerous. You have to get out, Dr. Sam said. But Mabel didn't listen. She started running, out into the forest where the animals were. It didn't matter that she couldn't move properly. She had a mission. George, Mabel screamed, limping through the forest in her beaver. She could hear the animals' voices around her now, but they weren't saying anything good. They were planning escape routes. Attack. The trees in front of her rustled. She stepped into them to see. Animals marching in formation, ready for a war. This wasn't about explosions anymore. There was going to be a fight. There was going to be blood. Oh no, Mabel said. A deer commanding the troops turned around and saw Mabel watching. Kill her, a wolf said. Mabel started running. Mabel sprinted into the forest. The animals scattered, roaring and pattering after her. No, wait, Mabel screamed. She ducked as a bear swung out a claw over her head. She crawled under a bunker as a hawk swooped down and barely missed his talons from grabbing her and pulling her into the sky. Where's George? She screamed. Right here, George said. Mabel turned around and gasped. She saw George with a blinking red microchip in his chest, holding a huge handgun in his tiny beaver hands. Mabel gasped. What did they do to you? Mabel said. I'm sorry about this, Mabel, George said. I wish there was another way. Blam! George fired the gun. Mabel tried to jump into the bushes, but it was too late. He shot her arm off, her robot parts showing to all the animals. She's a traitor, one of the animals said. We have to get her. George! Mabel screamed. It's you or us, Mabel, George screamed. The animals need me. Don't do this, Mabel screamed, as her hopper body leaked electricity into the ground. I helped you, Mabel said. Blam. George fired again, missing a shot. You'll wake up in your human body, George said. We don't have that luxury. Humans kill 220 million of us per day. We can't suffer anymore. We're just attacking you before you attack us first, George said. Blam. Mabel backed up to a cliff with a river running below, and all the animals surrounded her. She had no choice. Mabel jumped into the water. Her hopper body glitched and sparked as it fell in, and George watched her. Mabel was disconnecting from her hopper body. Her heart was breaking. I thought you were my friend, Mabel said. George looked sad. Mabel washed onto the riverbank. She dragged herself out of the water and watched helplessly as ranks of human soldiers with tanks and jeeps faced the forest where the animals were. They won't break containment, sir, one of the soldiers said. We've got them surrounded. Another soldier held up a flamethrower. Let's roast these things alive. Mabel walked in front of her soldier, putting her little beaver arm out. They aimed their guns at her, but Mabel pointed to the soldier's phone. The soldier hesitantly handed it to her. Mabel typed some letters into the phone. I have a beaver, Mabel said, using voice to text. Huh? One of the soldiers said. Mabel shook her head. I'm not a beaver, Mabel typed out. Take me to Dr. Sam. Mabel explained everything to the doctors. But they wanted to work with us, Dr. Sam said. What happened? Mabel scratched her head. I think somebody betrayed us. Somebody microchipped all the kings of the animals, and now they're scared. They don't trust humans anymore. They think it's them or us. Oh no, Dr. Sam said. I never should have made those hoppers. It's okay, Mabel said. I have to talk to George. One last time. Mabel, George wants to kill you, Dr. Sam said. An alarm sounded. Oh dear, Dr. Sam said. What? Mabel said. They started fighting, Dr. Sam said. It's my worst nightmare. Link me up, Mabel said. No, Dr. Sam said. The hopper suit is too destroyed. There's no way that we can keep your brain safe. I don't care, Mabel said. Do you know what happens if we don't stop this? Mabel said. All out war. The Earth will die. She touched Dr. Sam's arm. If I have to die to stop that, I'm okay with it. Mabel jumped She glitched harder now in the hopper's body, barely able to walk into the forest, which was already burning. Yeah, the soldiers screamed as they burned trees that had been there for 100 years. Mabel couldn't stop to watch the destruction. She had to keep moving. Mabel's eyes widened as she saw the forest was almost all burned away. The animals were all clinging onto the last trees for their lives. They were going to lose this fight. They were all going to die. Mabel steeled her jaw and stood up, running towards the soldiers. Mabel walked through the destroyed forest onto the tree. There, she saw her friends. Tom, the bear, the beavers, the reptiles, the amphibians, the snakes, the birds. Animals she had grown to love, holding weapons, terrified. Holding 2 big guns and human weapons, terrified. Animals that should be in the forest turned into soldiers, all waiting for the end. Mabel walked towards them and put her hands out. The bear growled. "Please, I just want to talk to George," Mabel said. One last time. The animals parted, and Mabel walked through. George was badly burned at the top of the tree, waiting with the other animal kings for the end. "What do you want, human?" the reptile king said. "Let her speak," said George. "Hey," Mabel said, pointing at the chip in George's chest. "What happened?" "I tried to be nice to humans," George said, "because of you. And they stabbed me in the back. They put this microchip in me because they knew I was one of the kings," George said. "They just wanted to control me." Mabel glitched. She could feel her connection breaking. "No!" she screamed. George shook his head. "You don't care about me, do you?" George said. "You just want me to stop the fighting so it's easier for humans to kill us, don't you?" Mabel tried to say no, tried to say that she would die for him, but it was too late. The hopper suit broke. Mabel glitched back. She woke up in the lab. "No!" Mabel screamed. "Jump me back." "I can't," Dr. Sam said. "The suit's broken." Mabel ran out. The soldiers held their guns fast as thousands of animals charged their last stand towards them. They were about to fire when, "No!" Mabel screamed, getting between them, putting her hands up. "I won't let you hurt them," Mabel screamed. "Yeah, they want to kill you, but can you blame them?" she said. She gestured around. "This used to be a forest, their home. And they saw from you that the only way they can keep their home is with violence," Mabel said. "They blew up City Hall, but did they hurt anyone? They were just trying to take back the forest that you stole from them." She walked up to a soldier and put his flamethrower to her chest. "So go ahead. Burn me. Just burn through me if you want to kill them all. If they're so dangerous, if they have to die, just burn one human to prove that you mean it. Please." The soldier's eyes widened. He looked for reassurance from the other soldiers, but they were all staring at him. Mabel closed her eyes. She braced for the end. She was only 19, but, well, her life. She didn't regret it. The best times of her life were with these animals. She didn't want to live without them. The soldier dropped his flamethrower to the ground. Mabel opened her eyes. The other soldiers around him dropped their weapons. The animals' eyes widened in shock. The tanks powered down. The soldiers watched, and Mabel turned around and saw the animals threw their weapons down, waving, walking towards them, led by George. Mabel burst into tears. He nodded at her and smiled, just like he did before. And this time Mabel knew. This wasn't the end. This was a new beginning.